Hello? Is anyone there? Hi, everyone. Tasty, G-Temp, Demon, hello. Lekevbo, Pizza, hi. Donnie, hello. Sony, hi. Sam, hello. Fox, hello. Tiny, hello. Punky, hello. Guppy, hello. Hello, Sheriff. Hello. Hello, Elgo Schism. Hello. Sorry, long starting screen. Had to run around. My friend uncancelled on me today, so I ended up driving a fair way to her new house, and I took Pixel with me, and it was quite the adventure, but we did have a good day. Oh god, except it's been raining, and I haven't done my whatever. It's whatever. The bestest people show up early. I see you. Hi, Clunt. Hi, Nam. Search the world and never find such good goop.
Well, 85 months has flown by. Thank you for creating such a wonderful, nurturing space/community so many of us call home. Cheers to you, the glue. Even if it sometimes means you end up a bit stuck, this place wouldn't feel right without you. Smixel step on meow. Smixel step on meow. Smixel step on meow. Smixel sip.
Tiny, 85 months and a sneaky tier 3. Thank you very much. I'm extremely grateful. You know, Guppy, there's a standard, all right? There's a sub-message standard, all right, that is set. You know, little bit of meme, little bit of compliment. Oh. The standard is not universally accepted.
Centuries as part of the furniture.
Empty. 104 months. My, oh my, oh my. Hi, MDA. Welcome on in, everybody. It's March where I am. I'm all salt. I'm a lot of salt too. Definitely some sugar. Actually, mostly right now I'm pizza and pasta. Really? So, no Chemical X? I don't know, that's for me to know and for you to figure out. Only 12 days until I level up. Damn, 12 days. What level are you now? Hello, Queza. Welcome. Good day. Anybody else who is just joining us this evening in the world that is so cool and world happening? And, you know, there's just there's a lot of world going on. Yeah. World. Love that. So fun. Such a fun world. It's just really world. Right. You know, really, it's really worlding. Hi, Sportler. Hello. Stuff is occurring. Things are happening. You know. So, anything new happened to you guys today, or? Nice snack. time. She marches on. She does. She does. She saw it. Hi, Harborside. Welcome. I slept most of today. I didn't. I didn't even sleep most of the night. Sleep was... Oh, Tiny, that sounds kind of nice, though. I did not sleep well. That's okay, though. Sleep was evasive with the news. Yeah, it was pretty evasive for me. But that's okay. God, she hears so much. Like, how did she hear that? She's... Oh. Stop. Darling, why are you so cute? Sorry, that was quite noisy. Watched hockey, drank beer. Sounds gay. That's not me being like, that's gay. That sounds, you know, it's a heated rivalry joke, obviously. While I was in the car today, I started listening to Project Hail Mary. So the start of that book is interesting. The start of that book is interesting. Yeah, you got pizza tonight? Oh my god, I'm an influencer. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. I hiked up a hill. I'm a bit tired. I hiked up a hill on my friend's new place. It was very fun. Where are you listening to it? Audible. I could advertise for Audible. Amazon, pick me. Choose me. Pay me thousands of dollars to advertise for you. I got the best book recommendations, I promise. Hey, Zap. $40 in a row is impressive. It's impressive. I'm impressed. For whatever reason, Spotify has it in 3 other languages besides English. Oh, that's annoying. Pile of unread books behind her. We disagree. Oh, okay. Some of the books in that pile are read. Thank you very much. Okay. Some of the books in that pile are read. And some are white. And some are blue. My hard cider ferment is bubbling away next to me. I hate waiting, but I have to wait a week or 2 for this. This, you know, it is a test of patience. But you're about to have your own cider. That's cool. You got pizza last night too? You were influenced? Guys, could you tell the marketing companies this? I need you to tell all of the marketing companies that, you know, I need you to cold call, you know, marketing companies and be like, yo, this bitch got me to buy pizza. Oh, there's still people in the hallway. Are you asking for our support? I'm always asking for your support. Especially on this day. The Lordess's day. It's my day. It's Sunday. Today, we consider the onion, the booba, and the holy snail. And we say thanks. For nothing. Zap, if you weren't paying attention, you don't know. You weren't here for the law, and you don't know. You're missing a third of the religion. And that seems like a you problem. You know, consider it your holy quest. You're gonna have to sit through VOD after VOD until it becomes clear to you. I don't think I'm dedicated enough to the meme. I guess I'll just keep attending church without knowing what for. So, like everyone. Chad, I do have bad news. My jaw is sore. I think I have neglected my physio situation / massage / all of it, and tomorrow I'm gonna have to seek something out because there is pain and it is radiating, and I'm gonna say it's almost definitely my fault for sleeping on the couch and being too stressed this week, but it's okay because I'm sure it will not be forever and I'll fix it. I have TMJ issues and need a night guard. It's not even like a night guard will work if you're clenching your teeth, Trader Joe. But my situation was far more extensive, and I need to do better because my TMJ, I don't want to say it was worse than yours because TMJ is fucked, and it is fucked right now, but it was royally fucked for about 5 years. So it could have, maybe it was the pizza. Remember, sleeping on the couch does not undo the first night. I know. Yeah, I'm sure a US-backed conflict in the Middle East will calm down soon. Stress will be gone then. Guys, I don't think tonight's going to be a very good night. I don't think tonight is going to be a very good night. So, would you like a club sandwich? You know, I don't mind a club sandwich. When two become one. I was gonna go, tonight will be the night that I will fall for you. I feel like that first time meme, but it's the first US war in the Middle East. Yeah. I feel like it was me, Harvestside. Or Dottie. It was probably Dottie. I feel like my setup has been too high for days. It's so much better. Why did I leave it so high? It was probably Dottie in the shadows. Why do you never go standing desk anymore? I do. I've done it like twice this week. Jazz? You haven't been paying attention. Was that grape juice? Sure. It's not grape juice. Hey, Sin. Welcome. Anyway, chat, it's March, and March is going to be the month of me. That's right. March is the month of me, and we're going to the moon. All right? You could be paying attention to the potential start of World War III, or, and hear me out, we simply go to the moon. Or we can do both. But I'm pretty sure, aren't they trying to send like 4 people to the moon? Right now or something? In a thing? Hello, Wallach. Hello, Time of Gifts. You guys did a good thing. I'm proud of you. Perfect socialists. You can't be a perfect socialist, but I know what you did, and I like it a lot. You called? What do you mean? I didn't call for you, Louis. I would never. I heard perfect and came running. Yeah, well done. That's pretty good. Hi, Fire Eater. Hi, Hob. Hi, Haslin. There isn't much height difference between standing and sitting pigs. No, I'm not catching strays. I've been catching strays all day. No, all right? No, it's Sunday. Again, it is the Lordess's day, and we're not doing this today. I'm not catching the strays. I've been catching this. I'm not. I refuse. I'm not catching any more strays. I'm not doing it. I demand respect. I thought Pix was tall. I'm really tall. I think it's very obvious. Do I not look tall? It's okay. I have a looming, endearing, tallish presence on the internet, and that's what counts. I'm so sorry. Oh, you're all so funny. Congratulations. How's it feel? Moderately skilled at the written word. Pixel, you loom large. I do loom. I do consider myself a loomer. You know? You know that video clip of Taylor Swift where she's the anti-hero? Like, I feel like that. That's the kind of presence I have. Okay, yeah. Guys, I'm not short. I'm not. Try it. Would you prefer petite? I'm not petite either. How many of your friends are you taller than? A few? It's not my fault Claire's 6'2". My favorite hobby when I'm hanging out with Claire is she'll tell men that she's 6 foot. It's so fun. I'm sorry if this would potentially affect you negatively, but it's so fun. Yeah, I'll get taller. Oh god. What did I crush? Oh wow, look how tall she is now. You returned to the same height? No, I'm taller now. Gay elephant, as you should. As you should, but Josie's only 5'9". Like me. Guys, the thing is, height is not a big deal. I just think it's funny. It's just not a big deal. And all of my friends prove that. In fact, nearly all of my girlfriends are with partners that are shorter than them. So, and they are all fucking hot. So, just saying. I'm not even lying about it. Stop pining after their short kings. I don't, but I will say one of the best kisses I ever had in my entire life was with a man that's my height. So, how about that? So obviously he's 6'2" as well. With or without closed eyes. Again, I did say I'm not copying strays today. Repent. It is the Lordess's day. It is Sunday. It is Sunday, the Lordess's day. I refuse. Okay? Again, I demand respect. Okay? Yeah, take that. Respect D's. Got him. Protein. Yeah, you're all being baddish right now. Guys, just because World War III has started, I'm not accepting any of you slipping. Alright? You're not allowed to slip into the bad. You have to remain good. Or you'll get in trouble. I don't know how, but it will be meticulously designed for each one of you.
Guys, it's not a cult. You can't just tell everybody it's a cult when they first
You
come
have
in. You'll
temporary
scare 'em off.
immunity,
Community,
time of
guys.
gifts.
Community. Keep it casual.
You have temporary immunity for being the only person on the sub-gift board for this month.
Guys, it's not a
Well,
cult. You can't just tell everybody it's a cult when they first come in. You'll scare
well,
them off. It's a
you
community,
also
guys. Community.
can have
Keep it-
temporary
keep it
immunity
casual.
for again finding yourself on the there's one more immunity spot open. Only one more.
Guys, it's not a cult.
And
You can't just
oh.
tell everybody it's a cult when they first come in. You'll scare them off. It's a community, guys. Community. Keep it casual. Guys, it's not a cult. You can't just tell everybody it's a cult when they first come in. You'll scare them off. It's a community, guys. Community.
Fuck.
Keep it casual.
Oh God. I thank you everybody for landing those jokes. That was delicious. No, we cannot talk about group sex again today. I didn't even talk about it yesterday. It was not on me. I didn't do that. Chat, everything's running a bit slowly, but Blue and Triad, thank you for the gifted subs as well. Very grateful. Thank you. Group sex was not on me. No, it wasn't. That's right. Somebody else brought it. Was not. Somebody else brought it up. It wasn't me. Anyway. So. We won't talk about group sex this time. It's a crazy first thing to hear. Hello, roasted pumpkin. Welcome. You've joined us right here on, look, you've been adopted into the hype train. Which, luckily for you, has nothing to do with group sex. Just watch yesterday's clip. Just watch yesterday's clip. It's there. You just click that clip. I'm all shy now. I'm all shy, okay? World War III has made me shy. This is a full-blown house deposit, so 75 months and 6 months in advance. It still surprises me every time somebody believes in me that long. Thank you so much, G-Tam. I'm extremely grateful. Chat, you know what? If we complete a level 5 hype train, I'll give the whole chat immunity for 15 minutes. Wow, what a sale. Oh my god. Wow, she's so generous to us. Oh, on a Sunday. Wow, that's so nice. I can't believe she has done this. Wow, that's incredible. This means going through the Irish accent not worth it. You're so right. We should just stop here. What she means is should go take Pixel out for a pee. I already took her out to pee. How do I earn more scrutiny? Brats. Brats
Guys,
everywhere.
It's not a cult. You can't just tell everybody
I mean,
it's a cult when they
Brits.
first come in. You'll scare them off. It's a community.
Oh
guys.
yeah, I mean
Community. You
Brits.
said-
Brits everywhere.
Casual.
And welcome to level 4, everybody, where everybody's favorite accent is right here, you know? That's right. If you didn't feel shit enough about the world before level 4, now I've got a real treat for you. You can feel shit about it and also like a leprechaun. You know, that's right, with your leprechaun friend, me. I'm pretty sure, is this bad? It's bad. I'm getting, honestly, it's giving, it is, I don't know. It actually, I believe it's a great accent. That's everyone's favorite. I don't need coaching for my incredible Irish accent because it's just so good. You know, what do you mean? Time of gifts, have
Guys,
you
it's
never
not a
heard
cult.
my Irish
You can't
accent,
just
you
tell everybody
silly
it's a cult when they
duffer?
first come in. You'll
It's a
scare 'em
really
off.
obvious accent, and look, me and Millions has set somebody up for a lovely edge, but we could just sit in level 4 to the end of days for another 3 minutes and 35 seconds for this incredible Irish accent. Where in Ireland is this accent based? Oh, all over the place. It's great. Wow, chat, you've all been freed, and you're only one level away from immunity, where I will allow you to have immunity for 15 minutes. Can you narrow it down to... No, I can't narrow anything down. I'm a generalist, all right? I know about lots of things across the board. I can't narrow things down. I can point you in a general direction. I can't send you down a path. All right? I can be like, go north. You have to discover the rest for yourself, okay? Fine, I'll ask Joe. That's what I mean. Joe will show you down a path. Okay? She can take you down a fucking tiny little trail that you can barely see through the trees. All right? I can't do that, but I can give you a bird's eye view. Cuz I'm a bird. I'm like a bird, I wanna fly away from my annoying child. They're so fucking bad. Sorry. I don't know where we're trying to go. I think we're all just trying to stay partially sane. At least that's what I'm doing. And aren't I helping you do that? Right? I am. You know, I'm easing you in to what is probably going to be a shit night. You know? I'm helping you dip your toe in the water before you sink into the endless abyss. All right? I'm helping you with temperature regulation. not you advising me. What do you mean I did all the Irish accents? That's why I did them all. I wouldn't do just one for you. I'm really selling them all. Is something supposed to happen? I don't know. Iran said that they are going to do some sort of major attack or something.
Guys, it's not a cult. You can't just tell everybody it's a cult when they first come in. You'll scare them off.
You know what? Guys. That's incredibly community-based of you. I respect you the most right now. Really just trying to give everybody immunity. It's really community-based. It's Sunday. It's supposed to be fun day. Honestly, the most dystopian thing about all of this is that you have to do both at the same time. And it feels fucking diabolical. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you fucking mean? Meme. See? The immunity community? That's right. Everyone here is vaccinated. Because we believe in science. Anyway, not that I really want to spoil the book for everybody, but the book I'm reading starts with this guy and he has a tube up his urethra. And I just really wanted to tell you all about that. Because imagine you're just driving along and you put on your new book and then all of a sudden it's tube up the urethra. Like it was just straight. Spoilers. It's okay. It's the first fucking page. It's okay. Alright? It's okay. It's not a major spoiler. I don't like it. Yes, the book begins with clown sounding. It's okay, Paddy Hardy, I was lying. It started with clowns.
Hey, so I bought your Irish accent book like a week or two ago and I've decided I want a refund. Your accent tips didn't change my life enough, so when you give me my money back I will wait a day or two and buy it again, but this time if you could like personally call me in a really loud Irish accent and say thank you. Like if you could almost cry in Irish, that would be cool. The book was $10. Thanks.
Oh god, I had almost forgotten that copy pasta. Hey Blue. Not your cat wanting to get into a fight with a spider. Look, I'm sorry I had to share my urethra shock with you all, okay? It's not my fault. I'm sorry. I didn't mean... I apologize for spoiling. But I just felt like... I just felt like I really needed to share that, you know? I'm not very good at inside thoughts. Tasty, you are such a problem. Oh no, I shook my head and now my neck's doing that crackly thing again. Why do I have the air bubbles in my neck? Oh god. Maybe I do need to join the looks maxing community. Ugh, god, I hate it. Too much carbonated drinks? I'm sorry that I have to work so hard to find a reason to live. I'm joking. I'm good right now. I'm so mentally stable. Look, Party Hardy, I definitely haven't spoiled any of it. And, you know, if you seek it out, I'm sure there are plenty of opportunities in life for a urethra jump scare if you just have to go looking. At least, so I've been told. I don't know. But if you're looking, is it a jump scare? You can organize surprises. I'm sure. Just call up your friend and be like, hey mate, just wondering. Like, you guys have friendships like that, right? No, but I need one. Chat, do you ever worry that you have acquired maybe too much personality? Like maybe some of it should go back in the box? That's right. But I do. I'm so unattached. Like, and I'm so different. I need help. I need help. World War III has sent me into a tailspin. I gave up mine for Lent. Okay, absolutely yatted. I don't even know what that word means, Danny. What does yatted mean? I don't even, what does yatted mean? God, I'm so old. I'm a boomer. I don't even know. What's yatted? I worry sometimes about my choice of Twitch streamer. I think that's valid. Guys, what does yatted mean? Oh, I'm getting tired. I think I'm gonna go to bed soon. I have this party thing in the morning. And I kind of want some sleep. So I like think I'm gonna go to sleep soon, man. I don't know. You do that, King. You go to sleep. You get that 9 hours that you need. You get it. All right? I hope it's good. Thanks for telling me. Oh, yatted means you're tattooed up? Yeah, I am. Because I used to have no personality and I thought if I got tattoos it would give me some. Turns out I had the personality all along. And now the tattoos are just there. Because it's based? Oh, I know. Still looks cool though. Thanks. Even I've got shorts on today, so even my leg tattoo is out. But I'm not showing you. Scandalous, I know. Upper thigh. It was hot here today. It said that it was 23 degrees outside. I walked out in pants and a long sleeve top, nearly died, had to come back inside, put shorts and a t-shirt on because it was so hot and so humid. Don't you mean your yatu? I do mean my yatu. When will you be able to afford another tattoo? I don't know. Could be tomorrow for the... Probably not though. I've only just gotten cool again on the internet, you know. More chevrons. I was going to get some of the Atlantis ones at some point because they're cool too, but I have a lovely 5 degrees. Warm. Nice. It was so hot here today. Wait, why is it hot? It was really humid today. We got like summer storms in the afternoon and it was like a blanket of humidity. It was giving Southeast Asia. Like it was really hot. Hi Flynn. Welcome back. About fucking time. Who am... Girl, put it away. Away. Don't get a Twitch yet. I don't want a Twitch tattoo. Never get an employer tattoo. She's in a fighting mood. By the way, I hope you didn't take that seriously, Flynn. Welcome back. I swear I'm not actually. I wasn't like counting down the days, or I'm normal. I sort of. Hey, wow! Welcome to the stream. It's so nice to have you here. On this day, this second day of the beginning of World War III. I'm joking. It's not the beginning of World War III. I'm sure everything's just going to simmer down nicely and we'll all be fine. No, Tasty. Ooh, don't. Don't. I don't like... Wait, man. What do you mean? I've watched all of Bridgerton. I'm fully caught up, Blue. Danny, it's not a real requirement, alright? I need sleep, but I want to know about USA Olympics because I can't see any news. Well, no, I'm just asking in theory because the Paralympics, the Winter Paralympics just started. And has not the US broken the Olympic truce? Like, I'm asking you. I don't know. Right? And if the US is supposed to host the next Olympics, are they? Based on how that usually goes, they'll be allowed to do whatever they want. Dear Olympic Daddy God. Chad, I fear Jack and Danny are like best friends and so no, I don't know. I think this is them jerking each other off. I'm not sure. Hi, Will. I think, I don't know. I think this is what they might do for fun. Well, I'm just curious as to how this like plays out. What, so all of the US athletes compete under neutral? Flynn, I know. I'm only teasing. I've been copying strays all day. It's not your fault. Blame chat. I do. For most of my problems. So. It's only fair you do the same. Why am I having heartburn? I'm 27. What did you eat? Too much acid? Pussy? Sorry. Guys, I should not be on the internet. I am a risk. We're all at risk. We're all at risk. We're at risk. Chat, we're at risk. Everyone's at risk. I'm at risk. I'm at risk. Before the chicken, it was home cooked stuff. You just got to figure out what triggers it for you. But was it fried chicken? It might just be too much fat. Sometimes your gallbladder just goes, I don't want this much fat, and says no and gives you a bit of reflux. How did the pizza go down? Really good. Ate it for breakfast. I got 2 pieces left. In fact, I'm probably going to eat them real soon. I am basically only pizza and pasta right now. I haven't eaten anything else. In fact, now you've reminded me of the pizza, and I must eat it. Ow, my knee. Yes, I am eating it cold. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. I am eating it cold. I just can't be bothered. I'm eating the prawn one first because I feel like the pineapple one will be good sweetness afterwards. Night, Tiny. Wait, before you go, how was sports? Oh. Oh. I thought we were about to get a schedule, not boats. Oh. Do you want to schedule, Tiny? Or do you want to disappear? Hold. Oh God. Okay. Okay. Monday, yes. Tuesday, no. Wednesday, no. Thursday, yes. Friday, yes. Saturday, no. Sunday, yes. Fuck. This is a disaster. Friday could be... Friday is a day stream. I'll do it. Friday is a day stream. Chat, this is fucked. Stop putting things in your calendar. I didn't even put any of these things in my calendar. The Tuesday I have an event. Wednesday is my mother's birthday. So that means I have to go on an adventure, don't I? But I will come back straight away because I have no time. And we're filming. You know? So count your lucky stars. It's a lot of work. It's your birthday next week as well? Chad, I will always try my best to give you 4 streams a week. Always. Why is there a fly in here? Go away. Oh, it's a moth. So, Tomo, they would know. Bye, Tiny. But yeah, we're filming Girldozer. All going well. And obviously, there's one work event. Do you know what, chat? I just... No, I can't complain. I can't complain. We're on the verge of World War III. I refuse. Are you going to put Girldozer on Spotify? We used to.
Interesting, Tiny. Spotify didn't get any views though. Well, we did use an aggregation platform. The problem being they cost money. And Joe and I are doing this budget right now because neither of us are rich yet. But we will use our personalities to combine to become rich leaders of the matriarchal revolution. Okay? We're on our way. Hey, Tail Toad. I'm so old. No, you're not. Age is just a number. Unless you're a libertarian. Or on the Epstein list.
Did you eat the booster pack too?
Mickey 101. I did not eat the booster pack. I did not eat the booster pack. I did get some pulls though, I think. Tricky. It's if it's cooperative, it's ideologically fine. But if it's a partnership, that's how capitalism started. It's okay. It's starting as a partnership, but we'll run it in a communist way. Alright? I've seen Madeline Pendleton's blueprint for a semi-flat business structure. Hey, Tiggs. We'll sort it out. I'm joking. We would like to be really rich. I'm joking. Sort of. I just want a castle, alright? Castle, then communism. The 3 C's of the revolution. Castle, communism, and I'll leave the last one up to your imagination. I watch all sorts of leftist creators. I think a lot of the stuff Madeline Pendleton has done has been really good.
Boy!
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Madeline Pendleton.
If you get a castle before communism, we're gonna have to eat you. But you let Hassan get a house, and you're not gonna eat him? Seems kind of unfair. Feels like the patriarchy striking again. This is why we need matriarchy. tasty, I swear to God. Oh my God, try and no. No, when I was in Morocco and it was Ramadan, they still want money. But I do understand. They just might be a little moody, but it's fine. This piece of pizza is really hard now. Like, I unironically have to wait for it to soften a little bit. I did not microwave it. I ate it cold. I don't want to microwave it. I'm enjoying the challenge. I don't know. I can't be bothered. Guys, it's Sunday. I don't want to. Tail told this is where I'm at. You know? I made my choices and I have to live with them. And currently this is me living with my choices, you know? I could merely do that religious thing. Did anybody ever go to church and they give you the thing and you eat it, but you just stick it to the top of your mouth and see how long it would last? Oh, is that just me? You guys didn't do that? Damn, you really missed out. Sometimes you could make it last the whole time. Oh. No. Our body of Christ was wafers. Tail told you just swallowed it? Interesting. I did get wine at church. I think the first time I had like a sip of wine, I was like, wow, mum and dad, thanks. I feel drunk. I think I would have been like 14 or 15 sitting at the dinner table and I would have been like, Mom, Dad, can I try some wine? And they were probably like, yeah, sure. Like, you can have a sip. And I think I had a sip and I was like, that's disgusting. And then like 10 minutes later, I'd be like, oh, wow, I feel a little drunk. Like not understanding really. Also, I was lame. Hi, Blong. Hi, Shaky. You know, besides being an absolute loser, it wasn't until I was 19, 20 that I didn't really know that the stability of my childhood was not the norm. Now, I'm not saying it was perfect. It definitely wasn't. But I do sit here with some privilege in that, like, I remember my parents like fighting like occasionally, but they're not memories that stick in my head. Like, no corporal punishment. My dad maybe yelled at me a few times. Mum yelled at me once because I said fuck. I was young at the time. I think I was quite young. I was going through the alphabet and I was like, ak, bak, duck, cock. I don't know. Anyway, and I got to F and I said fuck. And yeah. Where do you get your nails? Usually I have a friend that does them, but she broke her wrist. So at the moment I'm just going to a local place. I heard Cockham was summoned. It was Cuck, actually. Close enough? Or... so noised. Oh, Tiny. Where? Oh, you did the thing where you went to bed, but you swapped screens. Your little lies are so fascinating. It's so enjoyable. I swear to God. But yeah, I realized that the reason I'm so stable and well adjusted is probably because my parents role played really good adults for a good portion of my childhood. Nah, they didn't fight much. No, not really. They separated, so you know, some things happened, but no. Tiggs, we don't say that word here. We weren't rich though or anything. I never went without. Well, actually, that's kind of a lie. Just very normal middle class when middle class was a thing, and we weren't all just suffering through a cost of living crisis. It is relative to yours. I agree. I mean, you all know that I went back and lived with my dad for like 3 years. 2 years? And that was really good. I mean, yeah, like I grew up in a house. And that's the thing, right? I mean, I grew up in Australia. That's rich. Honestly, like in a lot of cases, even just like learning to read is pretty rich. I think my dad was a bit of a baddie in his early 20s. Don't want to out him too much, but I'm pretty sure he was a bookie. And I'm pretty sure he did drag racing. And I'm almost certain he smoked cigarettes, among other things. He also looked like John Lennon. So... Do you know the craziest thing I think about my parents is that they traveled together before there was phones. And when I think about that, that feels crazy to me. What do you mean? My dad was navigating, my dad booked everything and navigated everything. My mum just showed up. But my dad booked everything and navigated everything with a fucking map. A map. With a map. Like a paper map. Paper maps is how they got around, is how they found stuff. With a map. No, like they traveled overseas. Like to Egypt with maps. Yes, that was how we lived. You make me feel very old now. No, but like it's so impressive. Like sometimes I feel so good about myself, right? Like I've traveled alone. Oh, I'm so brave. I called my mum every day. Do you know what I mean? I got back to the hotel room and I was like, had the best day today, mum. Like, I didn't have to go traveling by myself and write a postcard and post it back and never hear from anybody. I knew how everybody was. Like, I knew, it was fine, right? Whereas now it was so different. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? I'm gonna start communicating with you exclusively. Chat, when the internet goes down, which it might, right? Someone accidentally cuts a cord, we lose the internet. All right? If you send me your $5 sub in the snail mail to the PO box, I will respond with like one sentence. All right? We'll move to a cash snail mail system. It won't be the same. Don't actually do that. Sending money isn't legal in a lot of places. You can put $5 in a card and send $5. Can't you? Well, no, because the internet will be gone, Tiggs. We can use radio. Oh, I could go into radio. Is it hard to set up your own radio station? Fox, are you here? Would it be hard to set up my own radio station? Oh, I'd need a permit. It costs $39 for a permit. Pixel Pirate Radio. See? Oh my god, that's kind of cool. We should do that now. What if I just start a radio station? I could get a permit. Maybe I could go live on the radio at the same time we're live on Twitch. You'd need a permit, and a decent radio amp setup is like $15,000. Well, chat. New goal. What if we were also live on a platform? I'm preparing for the end of days. World War III is going on around us. Maybe. Probably not. Hopefully not. This is me. I'm prepping. I'm prepping. People are going to need to be entertained in the future. And can you imagine? I could do radio. I'm going to need you to relax a little. I'm not very good at that at the moment. I don't think I would last 12 miles off the coast. I'm at risk on the ocean, I fear. Just checking my bank account. But would this be before or after the Scottish castle? After. Castle real high on my priority list. It's real high. And for just $5 a month, you can help a girl achieve her dream. What if the castle was buoyant? I mean, like, you mean like a Waterworld castle situation? Imagine having dreams in this economy. Well, it requires a decent amount of fighting. I'm not gonna lie. Like a cruise ship? No, I saw the last ship. I don't know if I want to be on a cruise ship or any sort of ship when everything goes to shit. I don't think that's the life for me. No, I don't. Do you know what I mean? Oh my god, he died. Eric Dane was in that too. If you haven't seen The Last Ship, it was a really good TV show. I actually really enjoyed it. Eric Dane was in that. And he died. ALS is an awful disease. It's an awful disease. I do not want to be on an island in the Caribbean. What do you mean? Do you know what climate change is going to do to the weather there? No. Ridiculous.
Boy!
That's cheating.
Ridiculou5 gifted a tier 1 sub to Scotty_Castle_. They have given 21 gift subs in the channel.
Ridiculous. Thank you for the gifted sub though. Forget the climate. Islands. We would be safe from zombies on a ship, would you? The US has started another war, so I feel now is the best time to watch through all the American military propaganda we have available to us. Just suspend your disbelief, alright? The people who watch, you know... I watched Stargate, I turned out alright. Okay, I know this one island where no one goes anymore. I ain't risking it. Chat, I know sometimes I'm sitting here and I probably look like I'm having some really deep thought, but I just need you to know while I was dissociating right then, I was thinking about how this is the last of my Coke Zero and I don't have any more. And truly, I just want you to know that that's what was going on in my brain. I wasn't really having... It was not a deep thought, and it's just, it's not a lot left, and I just am really... That's rough, buddy. I know my life is so hard. It's not. I'm so sorry. This is my coping mechanism. I'm cosplaying Louis today, where I just feel like I'm gesturing because I don't really know what to do about the rest of it. I followed the updates all day. Hey, welcome back, Tom. Anybody else who's joined us as well? Shoofed, I see you. Sonoized, I don't think I said hello to you either. You know, I'm pretty sure we all feel the same. Yeah.
don't know. Did everybody get petrol today? I read 2 articles this morning and then I'll check the news once later. I don't need to follow minute by minute updates anymore. Yeah. No sin. It's been very weird watching social media and there's a woman that I know from a long time ago called Ariana Jasmine. And so like again, as with every conflict, this conflict is extremely complicated because, you know, there are a lot of videos of Iranians celebrating what is happening, right? And it still doesn't make what the US is doing anything, but there are so many people in so many comment sections who can't for the life of them hold multiple truths. And people get so stuck because they can't hold multiple truths. They just go, well, Iranian government bad, therefore US government good. Come on, think a little deeper. Please. 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 I mean, I agree with that, Tasty. Time of gifts. You make a good point. Thinking, but that's hard. Don't worry. That's why I'm here. I'll do it for you. Just agree with everything I say. All right? And you know you're doing a good job because at least you're listening to a woman. All right? So it's okay. You just have to... It's all right. You can outsource your thinking to me. That's what cults do. You're welcome.
Sorry, the doner bar should have been non-empty a lot earlier.
You're so right. It's okay. I just assume everyone's just going to fill it early. Like, we're not going to wait for singing. We're just going to fill it early. It's okay. I won't take it personally. Thank you for the $10. Oh, actually, Trya, what do you want me to do about the gifts? Because they couldn't order either of them. One, they couldn't order because, I don't know, a scam. So I can either refund them to you, or I can apparently refund them to me, but then I could go buy the things, but then that feels like lame. So maybe I'll refund them to you and you can try something else? Refund them to you and then it's still a gift? Well, yeah, but they don't count. Pix hates shopping, real. It's not that I hate shopping. It's that I like presents. If you refund to me and I give something else, Tone and PayPal and shit will take another cut. Oh, you make a good point. I don't even like presents that much either. I mean, I do. That's a lie. I'm lying. I'm trying to dig myself out of a hole that I'm lying about because it sounds capitalistic and shallow. It's not. I don't know how to describe it. I think I'm going to be so real. I'm going to be really honest. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not going. Yes, I am. Can I get that here? Say after me. I like gifts. It's capitalistic and shallow, but I still like gifts. Give me gifts. No, look. Chat, this is not a sob story. Okay? Because it feels really gross to give you a sob story when there's people are dying, Kim. Okay? People are dying. But I have a lot of birthday trauma. And because I have a lot of birthday trauma, I actually have quite a lot of trauma around gifts. And specifically, my 21st birthday was forgotten by my boyfriend at the time. And I've never forgotten it. Truly, never. It stuck with me for so long. And he was not a present kind of person. Which is fine. He was a very good person, just not a present kind of person. And they're pronounced gifst, by the way. Lol. And it wasn't until I got older and one of my good girlfriends gave me such a thoughtful gift. And then I got a little older again and I got a couple of other really thoughtful gifts. And then, honestly, some of the most thoughtful gifts I've ever gotten have been from this chat. And I realized that I really enjoy giving thoughtful gifts as well. And I realized that gifts are, while that you don't want to do gifting like you see sometimes where it's just like bullshit shit that happens, you know, for the sake of whatever, right? But there is something so nice about just showing up to somebody's house with a housewarming present. There is something so nice about giving someone a birthday present or receiving something. And I think the reality of where I've gotten to now is like, I'm like, oh, that's fun. It's so fun and inconsequential, but it's so meaningful, and it can be so meaningful. And it can also just be stupid. Anyway, now I like it. Freaking Simpson chat. Harborside pot. This is kettle. No gifts ever. Can't force me. This is a big theme in the Silmarillion, creating and making out of a spirit, not a transactional thing. I think it's nice.
What I love is gift shopping, but like by accident, like you are in Italy in a small little shop and you see a cup that yes, sometimes you'll be out shopping and you see something that is just the perfect something for someone and you're like, I have to get that for you. Like, I know so much about this human being that I know this present is for them, you know? Gift trauma to thoughtful gifter pipeline is so real. Past the age of like 12, I never get holiday or special gifts unless I'm in a relationship, and a lot of them from family never felt thoughtful. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know my favorite thing about Christmas as a kid with my family is every second Christmas we'd get an art kit. It was my favorite thing. It'd be like one of these little fold out things and it would have crayons and pencils and textures and paints. But it was like all in one. And for some reason, every second Christmas when we got those, I would just get so fucking excited about it. What do you mean? I've got all the crayons and all the pencils. I'm going to be able to create so much art. I was not very good at art, but one of the best gifts I've ever given was a long charging cable. Oh, God. A long charging cable goes a long way. I wish I could think of others that much, just not built that way. I think that's a cop-out, though. I think it's a cop-out. I think it's a choice that you make. I don't know. For the men who claim they can't think in my chat, I know there's some of you. The best way to do a thoughtful present, in my opinion, is to think of something, 2 things even, that a person likes, put them together, and figure out what kind of present you can get them. Tasty. What have you done?
Boy!
I just happen to have the perfect $5 for this wonderful human. To say thanks for all the ways you've added something nice to people's lives, online and beyond.
Compliments a gift. I would never gift a digital gift in particular. Oh my God, did you really? Tasty just gifted me TCG Card Shop Simulator. You'd enjoy it? Would I? You get to open cards and build your own little shop. Oh, I do like opening cards. And you mean I could have my own destiny? Like, what if I fail? What if I lose at capitalism in the game too? I don't think I can take that. Well, Hezbollah just announced their support for Iran. Oh, God. Silver lining, we will get to hear Joe say Hezbollah in her great accent. It's a very small silver lining. God fucking damn it. Chat, I'm sitting like a prawn today. Look at me. What are we stressing over? World War III. Look, I'm sitting like a prawn. It's terrible.
Tiggs, the reality is everyone loses a war. Israel's military said its strikes have killed 40 Iranian commanders. Sharp Chris, I absolutely. I do think that is you slightly underestimating potential Iranian retaliation. Like, obviously, a lot of people in Iran are very fed up with the government. 100%. That is very real. It will be very interesting to see. Yeah, bombing the school was not just Iran. This will lead to more terrorism in general. I mean, it's just destabilizing, full stop. Unfortunately, forced democracy doesn't really hold. You only have to look at Afghanistan to see what that looks like. Aren't they already retaliating, striking locations they can reach? It's just that their reach isn't really reaching any Western state besides Israel. I mean, you're wrong. They've bombed quite a few places. They've bombed Dubai, Bahrain. They've attempted to bomb Qatar. It's also from what I understand, Iran and the way that they are attacking Israel at the moment, they are wearing down the Iron Dome. They might not even be using their most damaging missiles because Dubai and Bahrain aren't Western, which is what we mean. Yes, but you do realize that bombing people from America or, say, British troops in these locations is further destabilizing and can result in further conflict. It's not that they can just, set up and send a nuke over somewhere, right? But it is, I'm no expert, but war is not as simple. I will say, Israel's strategy is to keep at least the government of Iran very disorganized. But as I learned from Joe last night, the disorganized structure of Iran is part of it. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they have no coordination with which to respond. I'm no expert here, but it is not as simple as you make it out to be. And then, obviously, there are a lot of people in Iran who want to build something that isn't as oppressive as the regime there currently has been. But that doesn't happen overnight, and it is actually quite hard to do. Yeah, you can. I'm not. I'm very much with Tasty. I will give you you can. I'm gonna be so real with the pandemic, with Ukraine, with Palestine, with everything that I have covered on this channel. I will not do the minute by minute update thing. It's not for me. But I will always give you a place to talk about it. I'm never going to be like, don't bring that up in here. California Snow, thank you for the 100 bits. That's the... No, not at all, Vox. It's fine. Oh, God. Could be, and I commend being very, just saying the British has said it was targeted at, yeah, I just read that as well. Which is why, that's what I mean. People get drawn into these wars. That's how they start. That's how they continue. It's just, it's complicated. Oops.
Listen, please. Last year we bombed Iran in a really cool operation called Operation Midnight Hammer. It was awesome and 100% successful. But please, just let me say this, please. We had zero intentions of conducting a regime change war, like Afghanistan or Iraq. We know those don't work. We know that doesn't work, right? But it turns out our 100% successful mission wasn't. 100% successful. Iran is still trying to make WMDs. But, look, begging you, please, trust us one more time. What about... I know what you're thinking. Regime change wars, they don't work. Yet, the question we're asking is, what if we do Iraq but good this time. Hear me out. Israel wants this, of course, but this is about us protecting you, the American people, right? You want that. And yes, some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice. Put the Shrek line in here, guys. Come on, I'm being serious. My fellow Americans, I'm just asking you, for old time's sake, just one more war in the Middle East.
No.
Oh, okay. We started already.
Isn't Congress supposed to, like, approve or...
I don't know. I was just asking you to be nice.
Then why are you crying?
A very good friend of mine recently passed away. Took his own life in prison. Just thinking about him a lot today.
Yep.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has described the killing of Iran's supreme leader in a large-scale air attack by the US and Israel as a cynical violation of all norms of human morality. Putin said in a note to Iranian counterpart Masoud Pezeshkian, I cannot pronounce these, I'm so sorry. Please accept my deep condolences in connection with the murder of the supreme leader of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Sayyid Ali Khamenei, and members of his family, committed in cynical violation of all norms of human morality and international law. Guys, I think it's pretty bad when Putin Maybe that's Putin's saving face. Maybe he doesn't care. I don't know. It's still a difficult spot. Like, we know Trump and Putin talk, right? I do wonder what the back channels of this look like. Because the reality is, Putin is probably just having a great old time in Ukraine right now, knowing none of it's being covered. The same way anybody who is on the Epstein list is breathing a sigh of relief. The same way the people running fucking Oracle or Palantir or any of the fucking AI companies that, you know, that are having an absolute fucking field day.
Misdirection is a powerful weapon in today's short attention span world. Can we also talk about Jim Carrey? Have you seen the conspiracy theories that, like, that's not him? Like, I'm pretty sure the man just got a fuck ton of work done. I don't know if... Did you guys see?
I felt a lot of love, and I felt a lot of appreciation that I tried, and what I said was true, and I really wanted to recognize my family. I wanted to recognize my dad. I mean, my dad was the type of person that if you met him for 5 minutes, you felt like you knew him for 50 years. You know? I can't talk about him without getting emotional. Oh, loved it. It's so beautiful. And having Michelle, you know, Camille Coton was also amazing. And it was just a brilliant evening, you know? Really brilliant evening. Oh my gosh. Benjamin Laverne was off the hook. I mean, I can't believe he committed to doing all that. I was really, is this about someone else?
Right? And then the reason it's gone pretty viral is because people keep bringing up this.
Dumb and Dumber 2 opens tomorrow. Please say hello to Jim Carrey. Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
Well, we don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Oh, I like it. It uses scraping.
It's the symbol of the all-mocking tongue, and I'm sick of it. I want everybody to be in on the joke, man. You know what I mean? For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. You know, when they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things and, you know, and you know, look at him trying to come it up. It's hilarious, hilarious. And, you know, and I'm sick of, hold on a second. You know what they're trying to do? Who? This thing is buzzing. Hold on. They're trying to turn us into, you know, consumer drones of some sort. Hold on, I just got to get this.
And yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I'm in the middle of blowing the lid off some.
What happened?
I'm sorry, Jimmy. I was temporarily interrupted by my iPhone 6 Plus. 5.5.
That's a big one, huh?
5.5 heads-up HD display. I think what I was really trying to say was I think people will enjoy Dumb and Dumber this weekend.
And that is what I thought you were about to say.
Like, it's a bit, but people have just gone like crazy. This aired 11 years ago. I think the issue is the conspiracies are everywhere. And some of them have become a little too true. Like, they've become a little too true. You know? Yeah. Oh, I do. Oh, God, curse my super long eyelashes. Such a burden. Thanks for telling me, Vox. I had one last night too and no one told me. Exactly, shitto. I also think it's really people go looking for like moments like this or lighter conspiracy like this to cope. You know, sometimes it's more comfortable to get stuck down a seemingly inconsequential rabbit hole than it is to be stuck in geopolitics or war, you know? Ah, I mean, we all know you can absolutely post an image. I mean, you can. It's fine. But we are in the war of memes. Absolutely. It only takes like looking at how Twitter and conversation online and even the way TikTok has functioned to a certain point has shapes conversation, right? Yeah, I know, Toasty. Oh, cultural contagions are a real thing. Absolutely. Do you know what's fucking crazy, you guys? My friend in their building just got the most random note that says, will the person on this level please stop vomiting over their balcony? It's disgusting. Pull your shit together. Diabolical, hey. It's diabolical. It's pretty gross, say. Are you gonna stop then? You know, I haven't vomited since I had pneumonia. I haven't vomited in a long time, I don't think. Kind of impressive, really.
I can't imagine vomiting over a balcony though. I always tend to make it to a toilet. The last time I witnessed vomiting though was when I flew to Sydney for that magic event. The lady one row across, it was very turbulent on the landing into Sydney and she lost it and vomited everywhere, went all over the chair and everything. It was really gross. It smelled really bad. It smelled really bad. It was not good. It was not good. It would have been really embarrassing. I felt for her. Is it like there is a reliable vomiter? I'm a kind of reliable vomiter. Like sometimes you can't stop yourself from vomiting. It depends. But I've always been pretty good about making it to at least a toilet. But I will say when I had pneumonia, vomiting while not being able to breathe, while having a sore throat, was pretty brutal. It was not good. And I was on my own. It was one of the most humbling fucking weeks of my life. Honestly, I think it changed me forever. I was alone, unable to breathe, vomiting because of all the phlegm. And I I honestly thought I was going to die. I was like, this truly, it was really, really, really fucked. I would not wish it on anyone. It was awful. I actually think I'm dying right now though because I think I got bitten by a bug. And I have like 2 red dots, like here and here. And I don't know if I got bitten by a spider. Or if it's the beginning of a rash and I'm going to die. I don't know. Oh, that's interesting, Strawman. I might remember that. Are there spiders that cause balcony vomits? If not, you can probably relax. I'm joking, Tiggs. I'm pretty relaxed about it. Not the semi-venomous spider. Vox, did it go down though? It's okay, that's why I sometimes clarify. I wouldn't mind getting superpowers. Spider Woman, and does whatever. Sorry, all right. That is absolutely how I would describe it, time of gifts. You know, it's been a little while since I've had a migraine, touch wood. Headaches are fucked. Bodies are weird. That's all I have to say. I But the soul, that's really weird. My soul is really normal. Thanks for asking. Chat, I tell you where you don't want to be right now. An airport. I'd travel again Thursday. Within America, though, Zap? Or outside of America? Like, where are you? Like, my flight is on the 2nd of March. Uh-oh. Which I assume is going to cancel. 24 years old, traveling solo, and I'm scared shitless. Hear sirens and everything. I just want to go home now, but I don't know what to do. My parents aren't on the internet, and I don't want to alert them. It could literally result in a heart attack with either of them. Please help. Follow official advice from the FCDO Travel Advice Services. If it gets to a point, the government will send flights out to rescue Brits in countries affected, but it may not go that far. Stay safe and alert. You need to speak to the embassy for advice, then call one of your parents to let them know you're safe, as it's all over the news here, so they know what's happening, so probably are worried already. In person, I'm a few hours away tonight. Shall I go in the morning or now, you think? I have prepaid travel to Amman, where the embassy is tomorrow, but I can withdraw some money and just go tonight. Okay, I'll tell my family. I plan to spend my last day in Amman tomorrow anyway. I mean, if I was stuck somewhere, the first thing I would do would be attempt to get to the embassy. I guess. Unless I was already like well and truly on my way out the airport, but hey, Steve. Oh, you would just swim out of the country, would you? Fair enough. Someone's got to do it. You and Harold Holt. Maybe that's what Harold Holt was doing. He was trying to swim out of the country. Maybe he even made it and we just never saw him again. Sorry, chat. I'm more tired than I expected to be because I didn't sleep very well. Because Israel bombed Iran. And so, for a little treat, I was thinking
Nikola Tesla was one of the greatest scientific geniuses in history. He's probably best known for inventing things like the modern alternating current or AC electricity supply system, the Tesla coil, and a supposed death ray in the years before World War II. Though he's also known as one of the most eccentric scientific geniuses in history, especially when it comes to his eating habits. Now, later on in life, he'd really go off the deep end, but even when he was younger, he would only eat at a handful of restaurants, demanding that 24 napkins be given to him so that he could wipe down each individual piece of silverware before going to the kitchen himself to oversee the preparation of dishes like this.
It's giving control freak.
Roast duck with celery, served with a glass of wine and a pot of coffee, which he wouldn't drink, but merely...
I don't know, I'm kind of interested in the celery soup, or whatever that is. I could get around this, maybe.
merely smell. So thank you to Wild Grain for sponsoring this video.
My dad's obsessed with celery, so... Dad, if you're watching...
As we endeavor to eat like Nikola Tesla, this time on Tasting History. Nikola Tesla was a rather tragic figure, often being taken advantage of by less brilliant but more business-savvy men throughout his lifetime and even after it. But before he became the milk-drinking vegetarian who slept for only 2 hours a night that newspapers of the 1930s and 40s loved to write about, he was actually a wildly successful inventor and the toast of New York City. Now, much of what we know about his early life, these kind of better years, comes from his good friend John O'Neill, who wrote a book about him called Prodigal Genius: The Life of Nikola Tesla.
They could write one like this about me too. What do you think it would be called, chat? What would it be called? Something something. The Life of Pixel Smixel. What would it be?
In it, he talks about not only his career, but also his personality and some of his more quirkier habits. And he says that in the 1890s...
I take it back. You're not allowed to write a book about my quirky habits. I simply shall not have it.
In early 1900s, Tesla was known for being an impeccably dressed man walking around New York City, often wearing tails, and he was so fascinating that everyone wanted to invite him to be their dinner guest. And he would also often throw dinners and have, the elite come to eat with him. But when he wasn't either throwing or attending these dinners, Tesla always dined alone, and never under any circumstances would he dine with a woman at a twosome dinner. At the Waldorf Astoria and at Delmonico,
Women!
He had particular tables which were always reserved for him. They occupied secluded positions in the dining rooms because when he entered either room, he was the cynosure of all eyes and did not enjoy being on exhibition. At these solo dinners at two of New York's swankiest restaurants, he had a peculiar manner of his dinner setup, and partly this was because he was a severe germaphobe. And I guess he had always been a germaphobe, but it got really bad when he peered into a microscope to see all of the microbes that were living in the water that he drank. And this was right when germ theory was really gaining acceptance, so it's understandable. But on top of that, he was incredibly fastidious. When it came to his tie and gloves, he would get a brand new pair every week. And when it came to his collars on his shirts, he would only wear them once before throwing them out. So it's no wonder that that kind of behavior
I see.
extended to the dinner table. A fresh tablecloth was required for every meal. He also required that a stack of 24 napkins be placed on the left side of the table. As each item of silverware and each dish was brought to him, and he required that they be sterilized by heat before leaving the kitchen, he would pick each one up, interposing a napkin between his hand and the utensil, and use another napkin to clean it. He could then drop both napkins on the floor. Even for a simple meal, he usually ran through the full stock of napkins. Flies were his pet abomination. A fly alighting on his table was adequate cause for removing everything from the table and making an entirely new start with the meal. I'm going to guess Tesla never...
Man, sometimes I just wish I was either pretty enough or smart enough or rich enough that I was able to be like this much of a fucking problem and people didn't care. But the reality is that's never happening for me. But like, sometimes I look at these things and I'm like, what the... I would never do it. Like, I would never do it. But I just... Yeah, but I would never ever cause people like this much...
attended a barbecue, but he was a big meat eater in his youth. He preferred to have steak, filet mignon, and he would very often have 2 or 3 at one sitting, and then he moved on to preferring lamb, and he would often order what was known as a crown of lamb or an entire roast saddle of lamb, both of these being portions enough to serve 8 to 10 people, but he would get it just for himself. Except that, like, when it came to the saddle of lamb, he would only eat the very center portion.
What?
And this extended to his signature dish, roast duck. He required that it be roasted under a smothering of celery stalks.
Okay.
This method of preparing the duck was of his own devising. He very often made it the central motif around which a dinner was designed when entertaining friends. And on such occasions, he would go to the kitchen to superintend its preparation.
Okay.
Duck so prepared was nevertheless delicious. Of the duck, he only ate the meat on either side of the breastbone. So I figured I would make this...
Oh, Tom, I know. I've been a waitress in lots of different things. The worst restaurant I ever worked in was a seafood restaurant. And you had to carry seafood platters up and down flights of stairs. I think I lasted 3 weeks before I quit. And it was really bad because I really needed the job. What was the breaking point? When I got yelled at for not going fast enough, I think. I didn't have really any accidents, but I got yelled at for just not being quick enough up and down the stairs. And I was like, no, by the people who owned it. I mean, I was also sexually harassed by an English chef in the golf club that I worked at. He'd drop forks on the floor and tell me to bend over and pick them up. And then I would pick it up and he'd like drop another one. And then at the other place that I worked, I was young at the time at this one. I would have been like, it was one of my first restaurant jobs, and the chef, who was 25 or something, was sleeping with the 15-year-old. And sometimes they would be like fucking in the back room. It was pretty bad.
It's so weird. I didn't know it. Like, hey, Abnormal Productions. I mean, the restaurant doesn't exist anymore, but like, it was pretty well known for the time. The most boring job I ever had, though, was working in like a linen store, like selling sheets and stuff. I'd get like a 3-hour shift and I got paid like $14 an hour or something. And it was so boring. What's he cooking? He's making roast duck on celery.
Roast duck smothered in celery stalks. I'm not entirely sure how you smother something in celery stalks.
Yeah, I mean, look where I ended up. I don't even have to walk anywhere. Look, this job is really good for so many reasons, obviously. There's only ever a few complaints that I would have. And not now, but you know, in the future, I guess. You know, lack of benefits, having to be perceived on the internet, having a footprint, having to talk, having no downtime for 4 hours at a time. But again, I'm not complaining.
But I'm gonna give it a go. Now, since it was a dish of his own devising, we are unlikely to find an actual recipe, but since he spent a lot of time at the Waldorf Astoria, I figured I would make a recipe from the cookbook by Oscar of the Waldorf, which came...
I think the funniest thing is when you hear the jokes that you make said back to you. You know? Or you just see it on someone else's stream or whatever, right? Sometimes it's a funny thing.
Came out in 1896 when Tesla would have actually been eating there. The hotel was then owned by his friend and investor John Jacob Astor, and Tesla loved it so much that eventually he moved there, living at the hotel for 20 years. Now again, we don't have Tesla's exact preparation of the dish, but the cookbook has a good place for us to start with a recipe for roast ducks. Truss the birds. Rub a little butter over them and dredge with flour, salt, and pepper, and roast in a hot oven for 20 or 30 minutes. If preferred stuffed, peel, core, and quarter some apples and fill the body with them, removing them when the bird is done, as they are not fit to eat, the flavor being too strong. So we'll try to do that along with a smothering of celery. Now, it was said that Tesla himself would superintend the preparation of this dish, but he wasn't actually doing the cooking because the guy was very busy. He didn't have time to do all of that. And I totally get it, because sometimes I get too busy and I don't have time to do all the cooking and baking that I want to do, which is why I really love today's sponsor, Wild Grain, because you get fresh baked goods, but really all you're doing is superintending the preparation. See, Wild Grain is the first Bake from Frozen subscription box, gathering breads, pastas, and artisanal pastries from small bakeries around the country and delivering them to your door. They've done all of the laborious prep work, all of the making of the little pastries and the sourdough, letting it go through its 20+ hour long slow fermentation process, and then when you get it, all you have to do is pop it in the oven, bake for 20 to 25 minutes, and your entire house smells like a bakery. Whether that be delicious breads or croissants or the best chocolate chip cookies I have ever had, I am absolutely addicted to them. And Wild Grain even offers a number of gluten-free options, vegan baked goods, and new protein boxes with things like waffles and biscuits. So to give Wild Grain a try, then just click my link in the description, wildgrain.com/tastinghistory, or scan this QR code and use my code TASTINGHISTORY, and you will get $30 off of your first box, plus free croissants for life. And now, let's get to our duck, for which you will need 1 duck. Then 2 apples, 2 tablespoons or 28 grams of butter, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, a half cup or 60 grams of flour, and a lot of...
Chat, I have never cooked a duck. I don't think I've ever cooked a duck. Hey, why are you sucking at me? Hold on, I just gotta see what Pixel wants. What do you want? Why are you sucking? Come on, are you hungry or something? Are you hungry? She was very tired before, so I don't know if she ate all her food. So I've given her more, but she also might need to pee. I'm not sure. We'll see.
celery, 20 or 30 stalks, or enough to smother the duck. So start by making sure that your duck is nice
I've only ever smothered a Furby. Don't worry, it was fine.
and cleaned out. They often put like the neck and giblets and other things inside, so make sure to get all of that stuff out, and then we will stuff it with the apples. Now these should be peeled, cored, and cut into little pieces, and then you want to get as many into the duck as you can. Then take some kitchen string and tie it around the legs of the bird, trussing it to keep all of the stuffing in. Then take your knife and make several slices into the skin of the breast. You want to do like a crosshatch pattern. Make sure not to cut into the meat itself, just the skin and the fat. This will let the bird baste in its own fat as it cooks, and you can also give the legs some slices as well. Once trussed and sliced, rub the duck with a liberal amount of butter. You may not need the full 2 tablespoons, and then rub it down with the salt and the pepper. Then pour the flour onto a plate and set the duck on it, rolling it in the flour and sprinkling it with the flour on top, coating the duck entirely. Now I have never cooked a duck like this, and I'm pretty sure it's going to make it so it doesn't have a crispy skin, but that's what the recipe says. Though if it were to have a crispy skin, I think that would be completely undone by the fact that it is smothered with celery stalks. Again, whatever that exactly means. My version is this. I cut off the ends of the celery along with the leaves and make sure that the stalks are nicely cleaned, and then set the duck in a roasting tray and build a little house of celery around it. The celery, I think, will drip its juices all over the bird as it cooks, and also as it cooks.
That is the weirdest looking thing. Imagine you go to someone's house for dinner and you're looking at the pile of roasted celery.
The celery should wilt and kind of fall all over the duck, thus smothering it. At least that's my hypothesis. And we will learn if my hypothesis is correct after we place the duck in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 205 Celsius, and roast until it is done. Now, the recipe says that it should be 20 to 30 minutes. These must have been very, very small ducks. Otherwise, that meat's going to be raw. 30 minutes ain't going to do it. Now, you don't want to overcook a duck, but especially with a whole duck, you need to get the breast to like 135 degrees, maybe 140 degrees. So that, for me, took about an hour and 15 minutes. And as it roasted, the celery did, in fact, wilt over it. So my hope is that that celery imparts some celery flavor to the duck. Now, the original recipe says that it should actually be served with green peas and olive sauce, but Mr. Tesla seemed to prefer celery, so I'm going to make a celery sauce, which there is a recipe in this same book for that. And so for that, what you'll need is 1 head of celery, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of flour, a half cup or 120 milliliters of chicken broth, 2 tablespoons or 28 grams of butter, a quarter teaspoon of nutmeg, and a half cup or 120 milliliters of milk. For this, you need to clean and trim the celery as before, but then cut it into pieces so that it will fit in a pot. Add the salt and fill the pot with water. Then set it on the stove and let it come to a boil and boil for about 7 minutes or until the celery is quite soft. Then pour it into a colander and let it cool while you prepare the main part of the sauce. This is just flour whisked into the chicken broth. Then add the butter and the nutmeg and the milk, stir it all up and set it over a medium heat and let it come to a gentle boil. Boil this for 10 minutes, giving it a stir every minute or so, and while it boils,
For some reason, milk and celery just doesn't...
Take the celery and chop it into half-inch pieces. I don't know why the recipe doesn't have you do this at the start, because it'd be easier to chop raw celery rather than boiled, but that's what the recipe says. Once it's all chopped, you can add it to the boiling sauce and let it warm again, and then it's ready to go. Though if you want a thinner sauce, you just
And never find such good goop. Hail Beelzebub. 8 months and a sneaky tier 3. Thank you so much.
add some more milk or more chicken broth, and it'll be a thinner sauce, because this is almost more like a stew that you kind of
This
put
is
over
why
the
you're not a
bird, I
genius
guess.
inventor.
Anyway,
Okay.
while our bird finishes cooking, let's take a closer look at the odd eating habits of Mr. Tesla, especially as he got later in life.
Chat, do you think I'm going to get weirder later in life?
So I want to start by thanking Daniel and Akiva, who are the hosts of the Biographers podcast. They provided me with a lot of the research for this episode, and they recently did a 5-part deep dive into Nikola Tesla, and that's kind of what their whole thing is. They do deep dives into different people through history.
Guys, I don't want to deep dive into my life. I have too many secrets. Actually, once I'm dead, go for it, whatever. Do the deep dive. Who cares? But definitely not while I'm alive. Too many secrets.
So definitely worth giving them a listen. And they, of course, will focus more on the non-food related history of Nikola Tesla, but for me, it's all the food related stuff. So, the Croatian-born Nikola Tesla is a fascinating character and invented everything from the alternating current system to advances in radio technology, early fluorescent lighting, and a supposed death beam capable of destroying anything within 200 miles. Supposedly, after his death, the FBI came in and took all of his papers about the death beam and other things, and it has led to all these conspiracy theories about a death ray being out there. Anyway, what concerns me is not his ingenious and interesting and rather varied inventions, but rather his maybe ingenious and definitely interesting and rather varied opinions on food. And his dietary views have actually fascinated people since fairly early on in his career. In a newspaper article from 1900, it says, "Sometimes the ability to meet a prolonged and highly productive mental strain is curiously linked with the ability to digest a hearty meal, which is another way of saying that great thinkers are sometimes great eaters." In his early days, Tesla's views on food were very different than they would one day become, but they were nonetheless noteworthy, namely about how much the man ate. He actually told a story about when he was very young in Paris. He worked for Thomas Edison in his laboratory there, and he was so eager to please that he worked for the first 2 days nonstop, and within the first 2 weeks, he says that he had probably had less than 48 hours of sleep, so like 3 hours a night or so. And so the foreman at the laboratory, a man named Mr. Fulton, said, "Hey, Tesla, you're going to exhaust yourself, so let me take you to a nice dinner." So they go to one of Paris's nicer restaurants, and he says, "Order whatever you want." And Tesla proceeds to order the largest cut of meat that they could give him, along with several sides. And he said it was a meal at least big enough for 2 people, but he ate it all by himself. Then Fulton asked, "Is there anything else you would like? You are out with..."
Damn. Don't if I've ever been to a restaurant and had somebody be like, order whatever you want. But I have ordered whatever I wanted at a few restaurants. Odd flex, but okay. I have, right? Like McDonald's. I'm joking. Sorry, there has been times when I have ordered at least 3 different burgers from McDonald's. It was in the good old days before gluten had it out for me. But like I've definitely got like nuggets, a cheeseburger, and a McChicken, and an ice cream, and chips. You know, like I would want one of everything. So Victoria really must have the worst men? No. I just... Note to self, if you ever met Peaks Mac as it is. No, I don't want Macca's. La petite bourgeoisie, truly. Sometimes even sushi and hot chocolate. I mean, no, but like I've had fine dining before. I'm just saying I've never sat down and had somebody be like, order whatever you want. Like that is not an experience that I have had. You know, I still physically, never mind.
With me, you know, and I wish you would order anything you want. Tesla looked around vaguely for a moment, as if making up his mind, and then said, Mr. Fulton, if you don't mind, I would like another steak.
Damn!
Now, during these early years of eating a lot of meat, and then later fowl, and eventually fish, Tesla also was known as...
I definitely couldn't eat 2 steaks.
As a bit of a drinker. He really enjoyed drinking whiskey, sometimes wine, and a lot of coffee.
Okay.
But he eventually gave up both the whiskey and the coffee. He gave up
But not the wine? Interesting.
the whiskey when Prohibition set in and never seems to have taken it back up. And the coffee, he decided that the caffeine was actually not good for him, and so he said no to coffee and tea and even cocoa. But he loved coffee so much that it took him...
I don't think I could... What do you mean, no more chocolate? Just let me die. Let me die.
...him 11 years to wean himself off of it. And he later claimed that the cure cost me a good deal of money. For 11 years, I had the finest coffee prepared for me at my table every day and never touched a drop. He would simply smell the coffee, and then eventually the nuisance of having the coffee on the table just outweighed his desire to smell it, and he
I don't know if anything could stop my desire to smell coffee.
stopped having any coffee. So this, of course, was when he had lots of money that he could afford, you know, fresh pot of the best coffee just to smell it. Those days when he was hobnobbing in New York, and he was rather wasteful with money. Like I said, always buying new collars every single day. But he did one thing that I'm really jealous of. He would visit a barber shop 3 times a week and have the barber rub...
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, that's so valid. Do you know, I have one friend who gets her hair done once a week. Like, she goes, she gets her hair washed and blow waved once a week. Like, she's one of those girlies. And I just... you just go in, have a coffee, get your hair washed, have it massaged, then get it styled, and then you're good for a week. Stop it.
his scalp for half an hour. He was insistent upon the barber placing a clean towel on his chair, but strangely enough, he did not object to the use of the common shaving mug and brush. And I do love a scalp massage. That would be a great way to spend money. Now, the reason that his friend was so surprised that he was fine using the shaving brush and mug that other people used was because, again, total germaphobe was Tesla. He would often go out of his way not to shake hands with people, having his hands behind his back when he met people. And if he did end up having to shake their hands, he would often get out of the situation that he was in long before any conversation was done, so he could go to the bathroom and wash his hands. He actually had a private washroom that only he could use in his offices, and he would wash his hands many times throughout the day, and every single time he needed a brand new towel to dry them with. Now, I kind of get it because he had cholera when he was young, so it's only natural to have a bit of a germophobia. But he also had a phobia that I don't quite understand. For if a woman guest at a dinner party to which he was invited wore pearls, he was unable to eat.
Damn.
Smooth round surfaces in general were an abomination to him. It had even taken him a long time to learn to tolerate billiard balls. So if you get invited to one of Tesla's fancy dinners, wear your emeralds and leave your pearls.
Anti-bowl propaganda. A man after my own... No, I'm joking.
At home. Now, as time went on, Tesla began to eat less and less meat and less fowl, and instead turned to boiled fish, and eventually, he later almost entirely eliminated the fish and lived on a vegetarian diet. Milk was his main standby, and toward the end of his life, it was the principal item of diet, served warm. And that is the point in his...
It's the circle of life, and it moves us all. Start with milk, end with milk. You know, he had some meat in the middle. Wait.
His life when newspapers and magazines really got interested in learning more about Tesla's eating habits, and he was more than willing to tell them all about his eating habits. He gave a lot of interviews, and it always came up. And this was like in the 1920s and 30s and even early 40s, and so he was in his 60s and 70s. And he had seen most of his work go to the benefit of other people, and what fortune he had made, he had burned through. And so his peculiar and rather rigid diet kind of puts me in mind of a quote that the great Olaf from Frozen 2 once said, "We're calling this controlling what you can when things feel out of control." He became more and more controlling about everything in his life, but especially about his food. And he became obsessed with the idea of longevity. He said that people in his family lived very, very long, some up to 140 years old, and he was...
It's kind of crazy when you can look at your mental illnesses like this. And you can see where they come from, right? Therapy's fucked. It's great. But it's fucked because it's kind of crazy once you start seeing your own patterns and you're like, "Oh, I do this because I never processed this, or I overcorrected this because this happened." You know, I act this way in this situation because of this, you know.
Determined to live to be older than 140. And one of the first things that he did to achieve this kind of longevity was to fine-tune the timing of when he ate. I have tried everything. 6 meals a day, like most Europeans. 3 a day, 1 a day. I have tried continuous feeding. Finally, I decided that 2 meals are most beneficial. Lunch is a superfluous meal. Lunch loads the stomach with food which it cannot transform quickly into energy for work. And I actually get that because very often after a big lunch, I just want to kind of take a nap. What else he said, kind of in...
Too real, so real. That was me last night, but then I lifted after the pizza and the pasta. I was gone. But then I came back. I fought off my nap for you guys.
In contrast with his 3 steaks a day or 3 steaks a meal eating process when he was young, was that we eat too much, and we eat the wrong kinds of foods and drink the
I definitely eat the wrong kinds of food and drink the wrong kinds of liquids. I do not eat enough vegetables, but I do have vegetables in the fridge right now, and tomorrow I shall cook them. I shall make a stir fry. I will make the stir fry.
wrong kinds of liquids. Most of the harm is done by overeating and under-exercising, which bring about toxic conditions in the body and make it impossible to throw off the accumulated poisons.
You're
My
right.
regime for the good life in my diet? Well, for one thing, I drink plenty of milk and water. I eat but 2 meals a day, and I avoid all acid-producing foods. Almost everyone eats too many peas and beans and other foods containing uric acid and other poisons. I partake liberally of
anti-bean
fresh
propaganda.
vegetables, fish and meat.
This man really hated things that were like smooth circles. He really hated him. Dagro. I feel like the anti-bean propaganda is because the beans look like balls, and it's the same thing with peas. This man hated the sphere. He was anti-sphere.
Sparingly and rarely. Fish is reputed as fine brain food, but has a very strong acid reaction as it contains a great deal of phosphorus. Acidity is by far the worst enemy to fight off in old age. Potatoes are splendid and should be eaten at least once a day.
I'm there with ya. I fucking love a potato.
Wait, but they're round, not smooth though. So maybe if you're a rough bull, you get to stick around?
They contain valuable mineral salts and are neutralizing. In most of his interviews about food during this period, it's all about keeping uric acid levels low, except that his idea of what foods caused uric acid
Is uric acid how you get gout? Is that how you end up with gout?
levels to be high was not always correct. Like no rice, no legumes, nothing like that, but lots of butter, completely fine. He actually was really into butter and cheese and vegetables.
Me too.
Cheese is the most nourishing of all foods, containing 140 grains of protein per ounce.
Cheese.
I am fond of a fine cooked mixture of onions and chopped celery prepared with a great deal of butter. He also claimed that while he no longer drank alcohol, he did think of it in moderation as an elixir of life and suggested other people should drink alcohol. That and get plenty of exercise. Even when he was old, he would walk 7 to 10 miles every single day rather than taking cabs if he could possibly avoid it. That, and he attributed his health to hot baths followed by very long cold showers.
Yeah.
And then he
I
also
mean,
found it
You're gonna miss me with the cold shower.
But honestly, chat, if I die early, it's your fault because I was never able to afford a bath. I'm so joking. I'm going to go have a bath at my mum's literally this week. That's right. I'm going to go sit in my mum's bath on her birthday. While the world falls apart around us. It's going to be great.
rather important to share details about his sleep habits. In 1933, when he was 77, the New York Times interviewed him, and they asked him how many hours of sleep he got. "Oh, I don't sleep," he said. Sleep, he implied, is a racial habit growing out of the fact that we spend half our life in darkness because of the rotation of the Earth. With a diet from which poisonous substances are excluded, he thinks one might live virtually without sleep and attain very great age.
Yes, he means racial like species, but he's still fucking stupid. That's right. If you just eat well enough, you don't ever have to sleep again. Enjoy.
Sometimes I doze for an hour or so, he said, and once in a long time, perhaps once in a year, I have a long sleep of 5, 6, or 7 hours. When I awake from that, I am so full of energy that I have to work it off.
It's like watching a 2-year-old brag about something that they did. This is embarrassing. What do you mean this man was so smart and he's like, I'm so cool I don't sleep. It's so embarrassing. It's so Andrew Tate. It's so, do you know what I mean? It's just so self-important. Like, actually, I've achieved something that other humans cannot, which is I don't sleep because I've perfected living. This fucking optimization culture, I swear to God.
What's interesting is that that article is often cited as the source of a story about Factor Actus. All over the internet today, you'll hear about Factor
Probably,
Actus.
Tom.
And there is
I'm
a
not
quote
judging.
about this health-giving tonic that Tesla supposedly created for himself. And the thing is, the New York Times has an archive, and you can go read this article for yourself, and there ain't nothing in there about Factor Actus. So where does this quote come from? Well, I'm going to share the quote with you, but instead of my reading it, I'm going to have Akiva from the Biographers podcast read it.
I walk 10 miles a day, pure thoughts, abstinence, hard work, an occasional glass of wine, and a strict...
That's why he didn't want to have dinner with women. That's why because his dicky wicky might, fail at the abstinence. Thank God he allowed himself a glass of wine here and there. Anyway, chat, you're allowed to choose abstinence if you want to for a little while. But you should still have the occasional dinner with people. And be able to eat food. Women have too many smooth round things to risk it. So you think he was that frustrated? Don't know. But having dinner with women really picks? It's prescribed. Oh, a tale told, yes. I'm being a little silly here too. Yeah, I don't think he liked people that much either. Pigs, do I have to take women seriously? Are you sure? Yes. Do I not make you want to take women seriously? Not for a moment. I only take other women seriously. Women are the most unserious people. You make me want to appreciate women even more than I do. Pigs is very serious. Was he even breastfed, really? I take brunette women seriously. This is a Jester channel, right? I plead the fifth. I appreciate funnier women. Yeah, like Josie, that's fair.
diet of a product I call Factor Actus. It's a simple health potion equivalent to the protein value of a dozen eggs, made from 12 vegetables including white leeks, cabbage hearts, flower of cauliflower.
Wait, Venfaline. Oh my god, I just realized who you are. You fucking little shit changing your name like that.
I thought you were requesting. Before when you said Subway Girl, I thought you were like early requesting a song. What was your username? No, there was one before that. No? Was it Venkinen? What was the whole thing? Oh no, it was Venkinen. Yeah. No, Ven had a crush on this girl at Subway. It became a whole thing. You guys know. You guys would know. A lot of you would know Venkinen. Blue name. Protein. You used to have a blue name. Aren't you a Gemini too? Ven? Leo. Why did I think? No, she was a Gemini. That's right. Subway Girl was a Gemini. We went through a whole thing. That's so funny. Man, you really fucked up my brain Rolodex changing your name like that. Man. And now I have to go digging through the fucking files to see what I can remember.
Flour, white turnips, and lettuce hearts. The product can be eaten warm in a soup or as a powdered substance added to purified water. I also recommend fish, stewed prunes, marinated in honey, and fresh oranges.
So the reason I had Akiva read that quote is...
Oh yeah, well and truly long gone. But she was long gone a long time ago. But Ven knew, because I made such a big deal about Subway Girl, Ven knew that if you mention Subway Girl, it might click. And then I would know.
Is because he, Daniel, who's the other host of the podcast, and I recently recorded a podcast, and it is up, and I'll put a link in the description to where you can hear it, all about the difficulty of research today, and especially using the internet and other books and things online to find things, because there's so much fake information out there, not just about Tesla, but about a lot of things. I did a whole episode about all of the fake food information about Da Vinci a couple years back. So we talk all about how difficult it is sometimes to track down the real source of some of these claims, and very often they're just made up. And we aren't sure if this is made up or not, this Tesla quote. Akiva thinks he might have tracked it down to someplace at the Smithsonian, but it's not digitized. So one of us will actually have to go there to see if we can find it. I don't know if that's going to happen.
It's not that I remember everyone's star signs. I just remember certain things. Not a lot. I don't worry. I don't keep that much in my brain about all of you. Relax.
Happen. But it's just an interesting talk that we had, so I'll put a link to that in the description. Now, the thing about that quote is, whether it's real or not is not clear, because it could be. It does sound like something that Tesla would have said and that he might have done, because he did have some very interesting views on food. Things like ordering an entire pot of coffee just to smell it, and to make a roast duck by smothering it in celery, which is something that I'm about to try right now. So once the duck is cooked, remove it from the oven and let it rest for 10 minutes before serving it with the celery sauce. And here we are, Nikola Tesla's roast duck with celery, along with a glass of wine, a pot of coffee just for smelling, and a stack of 24 napkins. I don't know how he needed 24 napkins. I guess they used a lot more silverware back then, but here we go. Also, I don't have a kitchen staff to sterilize these for me before bringing them out, but so be it.
Before we taste the food, very early on, I learned that if somebody leaves stream, they just do. Hard lesson to learn in the early days. Like I would get, not that I would get worked up over it, but people would leave stream and I'd be like, what, and like I wouldn't see them for a little while, and then I'd be like, like it's weird. Now I'm not like that. I just let people come and go as they please. And other than that, I'm so zen, I'm living in the present. Okay? I'm living in the present, and that's what you do. No, Tasty, don't do that. Oh, no, like, obviously you should always stay subscribed the whole time. It's good.
So the flavor's fine. Nothing spectacular. I don't know that celery really does anything. You know, it's not a very strong flavor. The problem is that the skin is not only not crispy, it's like super soft and so I kind of want to try it without the skin, and then I'll also add a little bit of this celery sauce. And again, by sauce, it's not really a sauce. It's more of like a soup that you would put on it. But that is, a lot of older sauces were like that. It's kind of like they would pour it all over and smother it. There's smothering. In the celery sauce, but
Anarchist, it's fine. I just get excited when I see people that I know show up.
Now that is interesting. That's actually quite nice.
Okay.
Interesting complement between the celery and the nutmeg. It's not super strong, but it's definitely there. And it's a flavor you don't often get in things like this. Yeah, I actually like that, the sauce. The duck, again, I mean, I love duck, but very often it's, for me, duck is kind of about the sauce. I like sweeter sauces with it. I guess it's fine with this sauce. What I don't get is the need to smother it in the celery stalks.
Maybe
and the recipe does say, the description
different.
does say it was roasted smothered in celery stalks. It's not that the celery is after. It is cooked with it.
I wonder what that even
really add much
means,
flavor.
though.
It's fine.
It's
I
fine.
wouldn't do it again. That said, I will take some duck smothered in celery over some of his later, ideas. Just a warm glass of milk and kind of a puree of celery or boiled celery. He kind of went downhill in the deliciousness department, I feel like. So I prefer the young Tesla's eating habits, even if they were a little strange, to the older Tesla's eating habits, which
You
were
and me
definitely
both.
very strange. But what a fascinating character he was, and definitely learn more about him. Again, I'll put a link to the Biographers podcast so you can listen to me on there talking about some of the difficulties of researching online, as well as you can listen to the whole story of Nikola Tesla. And I will see you next time on Tasting History.
Oh, Max. 10 out of 10 donuts, but I will not be cooking that either. It's not for me. Thanks, though. Not quite the same thing, but in Annie Hall in California restaurant scene, Tony Roberts' character Rob orders a steak so he can cut it and savor the smell, but won't eating it because eating it will age him. God. He created virtually every electric thing, and you know what? We thank him for that. I feel bad. Poor man thought he wasn't allowed to fuck or eat any delicious food. Being a genius is a curse, I suppose. I would know. Too much static build-up. Chat, I'm really tired. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to sing, which is a fucking disaster for me, but I think I can. I mustn't have slept at all last night. Like, I yawned maybe 8 times during that video. The yawning kind of gave it away. Stop, you all noticed that? No, it's the fact that I drove 3 hours today, hiked up a hill, and didn't sleep well last night because, you know, the war. No, I can't fall asleep on the couch. Actually, you know what? I won't sing. I just got to cop it tonight. I showed up. That's enough. Yeah, driving. I always underestimate how much driving is going to affect me. Yeah, I'm too tired. This is a disaster. Yeah, see, Jess, yeah, yeah. Tata, get some sleep. It is what it is. I know, but usually I love singing on a Sunday. It's my favorite day. Who'd you get down from the hill? Well, Pixel came. She ran down from the hill. Pinky, promise you're too tired. My birthday was Thursday. Okay, Elephant, I swear to God. I'll sing one song.
Once upon a December.
Dancing bears, painted wings, things I almost remember, and a song someone sings once upon a December. Someone holds me safe and warm. Horses prance through a silver storm. Figures dancing gracefully across my memory.
Do you know I picked this song for you before the alert came through?
Guys, I literally have to stop streaming because I am falling asleep. Like, oh my god, I mustn't have slept a lot last night at all. You're so funny. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'll fix the reverb. Chat, this is so disappointing for me. Whatever. It's fine. Sometimes it just do be had, do be. That's fine. I'm chilling. Ven, hi. Welcome back. Good to see you. My poggies, hello. Goodbye. I have to leave. I cannot keep my eyes open. I don't even know if I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna take my makeup off with a makeup wipe, I think, and just get into bed and hope for the best. Like, I think I need to take Pixel out to do a wee, probably, to. The disasters are disastering right now. 11/11 though, make a wish. Maybe world peace would be a good start. Chat, I'm back tomorrow. So it's not like you have to wait all that long. Hopefully I will have had a good sleep and we'll get into it tomorrow night. Thanks for hanging out.